Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan Battle video, and in this video we are going to take a look at the Android's Extreme Super Battle Road stage. So this is going to be a pretty tough stage. A lot of people have found this stage quite challenging, and I think it's for a number of reasons. One, I think Androids is actually quite a powerful category. A lot of people seem to give it a rough time and everything like that. But I think overall the Androids is quite a powerful category. I mean, Super 17, Cell, Physical Cell with their link sets, Android 13, the AGL version, Android 21 now, Android 17. There's a lot of really powerful Android units that are great in short form content. I mean, if we look at Android 13, for example, he's great. He can hit up to over 200k defense. He has stuns, he has support, he has debuffing, 2 million attack stats, 2.4 million attack stats. Same with, Super 17. We have a unit that has damage reduction, easily has hundreds of thousands of defense, can dish out huge damage. Android 21, after her recent EZA, 130k minimum defense, can hit for 4 or 5 million at a time. And Cell, depending on the amount of enemies he faces in his base form, can also hit close up to 200k defense as his transformation is heal. So I just think the category itself is quite powerful, and I think a lot of people have been maybe possibly ignoring the Androids category for a long time, but the category itself has a tremendous amount of power inside of it. It's a very, very strong category. Super 17 AGL with his EZA is a fantastically tanky unit that can also hit 3 or 4 million in damage. Super powerful unit. There's a lot of units that aren't maybe super powerful in the Androids category, and that is where we see this kind of stage lie, in that it has some really, really powerful units, and then it has some not so powerful units. I mean, Android 13, Android 21, Super 17, the LR, Cell, Perfect Cell, LR, Physical Cell, the Physical LR Androids, all of these are really, really powerful units. The Tech Android 16, super powerful unit now after his EZA. All of them have in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of defense. They can all hit well over 2-3 million in damage easily. Very powerful units. The rest of the category is somewhat lagged behind, especially on the global side. Other usable units on the global side are not so great just yet. I mean, if we look at, for example, we have Mirror. You have the Physical Mirror, who is a possibility, and you have the Strength Mirror. So Strength Mirror, okay unit, not so bad defensively, but brings great offense and debuffing ability. You can pair him with the Physical Mirror. Both of these are Heroes units. Very uncommon for people to have if they didn't summon on that Heroes banner or manage to pick up these units. Super powerful, in obviously with the transformations and everything. Mirror is great on an extreme based team, which a lot of the good Androids are. But just again, not necessarily super powerful, well utilized units. The free-to-play Android 14 and 15 are a bit outdated now. The EZA cells are a tad outdated. The Strength EZA cell, the Int EZA cell, and the Tech EZA cell. They're a little bit outdated. Even their rainbow versions are struggling a little bit. And the Android 8s don't really pair well with anyone in the category. The World Tournament Android 8 is great, but he needs a Goku Youth to be great, which doesn't really work. The physical Android 17 and Android 8 from the Halloween event we do have, which are being utilized in this stage. So that is something. But yeah, the Prime Battle Cell, first form cells, bit outdated, probably needs a rework. The Android 17 and 18 friend summon aren't at their full capacity on global. So you can see how, especially on the global side, the options are strong. The good options, Android is the kind of category where the top options are incredibly powerful and the not top options are kind of very mid or very middling or very underwhelming. And that's kind of what leads to this category and the stage being so hard, is that if you don't have maybe 4 or 5 of the really, really top units, you can struggle, especially currently on global. In future, this is remedied somewhat. We get quite a few updates to Androids. We get, the Dr. Giro and Android 19. Then EZA comes out for the Android 17 and 18. Second form Cell receives some love with the Android Cell Saga category. So there's a lot that comes out that does make the stage somewhat easier. And that is something generally that you can kind of rely on. But for the most part right now, it can be somewhat challenging. So yeah, it is something that's pretty difficult. But on the same notion, you just kind of need to there are some things you can do to really improve your chances. So the first thing you can do is try and find a friend Tech Super 17. Fantastic unit, honestly the best Androids lead currently in the game, at least from what I think. 150% lead, which is great. Defensively fantastic, and just dishes out some really good damage, especially if you have a Android 13 unit. Then I definitely suggest you go with the Super 17 as a lead. If you do not have Super 17 as a friend lead and you don't have an Android 13, then your next best bet is going to be an Android 13 lead. The reason why Android 13 is such a great lead is obviously he's 170% attack and defense lead, which is great, but he does give support in his base form, which is fantastic, and also when he transforms, he does obviously improve, but we have a stun chance on both of these transformations. So he has the ability to stun on both transformations, and he's one of the few Androids, barring the Android 17 and Android 8 on global, that currently have the ability to stun, which is a very, very important feature to have. So that's something that you do need to be aware of. Definitely something that I suggest that players look into, because he is a very good source of utility and a very utility starved team. We have a lot of attack down in the form of Android 21, Cell First Form, Super 17, MVP 17, the Ally Android 17 and 18. All of those are great, lots of attack down, but we don't have a lot of sealing, we don't have a lot of stunning. And especially for the second and the third fight, the stunning is actually incredibly powerful when it gets off. So it is something that you are going to want to be aware of. And yeah, it is definitely something to play into your strategy. Other than that, honestly, the units you're going to want to use are pretty straightforward. I suggest if you have Tech Android 16, bringing him, he's exceptional on an Android's team. His guarding against all types helps him a lot. And he can do some decent damage once his guard is activated a couple times. Then Cell is honestly a go-to unit. He can link with the Android 16, which is fine, obviously great. But yeah, he's a really good unit. Reason being is he has that heal. He gains attack and defense based on how many enemies he's facing. He's just really good in SBR and ESBR, especially for that first fight. He's a very, very solid unit. So I would highly suggest bringing him along. He'll do some really, really good work and help you out a lot. And then Android 21, obviously fantastic unit. Better as a floater. I always find she's better as a floater. Main reason being she lowers the attack and defense of the opposition, which is fantastic. Obviously really, really helps out quite a bit. She also heals, which again, super duper helpful. Really helps to just keep your health up, especially when you start to get down to 1 or 2 enemies. It is something that you are going to want to be aware of and do. In terms of this team, especially the build I've gone with, you have quite a few options in terms of how to construct it, well, how to make the team work. So for the most part, you have attack down on the form of the 17 and 18 LR, and on the Android 21 LR, you have it on Cell's 18 key when he transforms, and you have it on Android 13. So you want to try and split the attack down as much as possible. Splitting the attack down is going to help tremendously, and is going to rapidly reduce the amount of damage that we're going to take. So it's going to be very helpful. You need to keep these enemies debuffs. They can hit really hard. So you're going to want to debuff them. You're going to want to focus down enemies as well. It's something that you do need to factor in. It's something that you do need to be completely aware of. You're going to want to, especially in stage 2 and 3, you're going to want to focus enemies down. Getting rid of one of the enemies is going to mean that you can layer your attack lowering on the other enemies, and that's really going to help you in terms of just preventing so much damage. And it's something that I think definitely you need to focus on. But other than that, yeah, it's a pretty straightforward team strategy. Right now in global, it's quite difficult. We're limited in options, but it is, once you have the right units and you have a little bit of luck, it is quite a beatable stage. The difficulties mainly lie in constructing your team in the first place. Like I said, your friend lead's going to help you out a lot. There's a lot, like Android 13 and Super 17 as Android leads are just by far and away the best for me. MVP 17's okay, but he's just not really constructed for this kind of team build. But you can use him. I think he's still viable. He does have the attack lowering. He does obviously give the defense. He's okay defensively when his damage reduction kicks in, but I just don't think he offers as much as an Android 13. Especially if you have units like Android 21 Cell in your team. They have big bad bosses. You're going to want those Android 13 units to try and activate that big bad bosses mechanic. Similarly with the Super 17. It's a very, very impressive link. Another thing you can do, obviously, is to just obviously get the how do I say it, to get the links leveled is probably the next best way for you to go. Link leveling on the Cell and the Cell perfect form and the perfect Cell, especially if you're running them as a combo, is going to matter tremendously. The additional attack and defense that a lot of these units gain from their links is going to be crucial to completing the stage. And now one of the teams you probably want to link level the most, or at least a little bit. The difference between level 1, level 4 and 5 links is a couple %, and it could really help out with some of these units. But yeah, beyond that, equipment, obviously as always, try and utilize the best equipment that you can. Try and make sure that you are focusing on the correct builds for the units. If you need any guides on some of the units, I have done reviews on as many of them as I can. Obviously, just do the best you can. It is a difficult stage, but it took me 2 attempts, but I must be honest, I have a very good team. I have Cell with 2 dupes in him. I have Super 17, the Easy Aid version. I have the LR 17 and 18 who are very good. So I do have a very, very powerful team. So it's very difficult for me to kind of say, this is what you need to focus on, because it's, everyone's team build is different. The only suggestions I can give, I find Android 13 to definitely be the best lead to bring along. I find Super 17 after Super 17, I find Android 13 to be the best. If you have an Android 13, definitely take a Super 17 as a friend lead, or just include both. Try and have 2. If you have a Super 17, take 2 Android 13s. The double stun will be a lot more useful than having double Android 17. But yeah, it's that's the only real big advice I can give you. Other than that, you can see here in this final stage, we are trying to focus down Rildo. The reason being is Rildo is a strength type unit, and we do have a couple weak physical type units, being obviously the 17 and Android 8, and also being, of course, the Android 17 and 18 alarm. So we're trying to get rid of Rildo as quickly as we possibly can. On the same notion, we will then try and focus down the scientist. I can't remember his name now, but we'll be focusing him down. Main reason being is just we have quite a few tech types, so focusing him down is not so bad. And then we can focus and leave Baby for last, who hopefully we will have attack lowered as well. Transformation with Android 21, super helpful. Does debuff the enemy, which is fantastic. Also gives us a larger heal at the start of the turn, which is really helpful. But we'll still keep her as a floater, even with her transformation. But the boost does really help us out quite a bit. So, yeah. Now we want to focus on the AGL, because obviously we do have a strength unit in the shape of Android 21, probably being our next weakest unit. And the only real tech unit we have that Baby can focus is the Android 16, who has guard. So yeah, that's realistically why we're focusing now on the Dr. I think it's Giro. I think it's Dr. Giro. I'm not too certain, but I think it's Dr. Giro. But yeah, we definitely want to focus in on that. We want to obviously just bring everything together. The crits are really helping us out. We're getting some really solid crits. It's still good that we made Android 21 focus on Baby. Main reason being that we want to also get the debuff on Baby. Really helps out having the debuff on him and Dr. Giro, especially with Android 16 coming up. So Android 16 hopefully will finish off the Dr. Giro, and then we're only left with the Baby unit. You can see there we're trying to just focus the Baby unit, just so we can make sure that we pretty much can finish him off. If we don't finish him off, the Android 16 will be okay. I mean, they saw him take 45k, but not too bad. That's because of the attack lowering, plus obviously he managed to greatly raise his defense. We now have double attack lowered them, and we have type advantage, so we should be okay from a defensive point of view on the Android 17 and 18 unit, and Cell will finish off the Baby. So all in all, a good run. A nice challenging stage. Will get better with future options, but right now it is one of the more challenging stages. But that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and a comment down below, or otherwise comment about what you thought. Did you use this team? What team did you use? And of course, how did you find the stage? Otherwise, as always, I'll see you guys next time. But until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.